So,
yeah, let's go. New year, new me, turn it up a new degree. I'm gonna make it to the top if it's the last thing I see. Work hard every day, work hard, then we play. I'll be doing everything in my own damn way. Ain't nobody tell me shit, I'm on top of it. Writing hits that make other people feel like writing hits. We gon' get every little goal that we wanna get. Never quit, we don't even know what it means to quit. Write it down, what you want, what you need, what you see. Everything that you wanna be. Put it out in the world, that's your destiny. In your mind, what you need is to have believe. I'm gon' make it to the top, cause I never stop. My own switch doesn't have enough. I think it's broken, I think it's lost. I guess that's why I never take a loss. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win. Make a deal with yourself that you'll get after it. Find something that you love, call it passionate. Or find some passion and leaving behind adequate. Your journey starts now, time to make it happen then. You could be great, have it your way. Served up like some room service on a nice plate. The high life is only hours a day away from making a change to the life that you chase. New year, new you, new day. Go prove to yourself you could do anything you wanna do. When you set your mind to something big that you choose, break it down to the root, chip away, gotta move. Push past all your limitations. Right now consider this an invitation. Make your worth go up like inflation, and start chasing your dreams, stop waiting. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 7 of the Gridiron Gazette. I'm joined by my boys on Eagles Uncensored, Philly Halftime, and Further AM. How are y'all doing tonight?
Doing good. How about you, man?
Doing good. How you been?
Excellent. Thank God he came about that at the beginning because I forgot to hit the start. So, rookie move.
No. It's good, man. It's good. I was confused. To be honest, I was like, "What's going on here? Is this a test?"
I love it, though. But yeah, shout out to everybody that will be coming in, and make sure when you do come in, make sure you guys hit the like on everybody's channel. Not only the channel, but also the Hardcore Sports Network as well. Thank you very much. So first talk on board, boys. The Eagles, they land themselves 2 new linebackers. How do you feel about these 2 new linebackers? Miles Jack, and why the hell am I drawing a blank on his first name? Zach Cunningham.
Go ahead, halftime.
I think this actually tells you what they thought about our linebackers that we need. And as soon as they came in, they started. They were doing reps with the starters. So now you know our linebacking core just needed a little bit more beef up. We got good backups, but that's what we had. Backups. Everybody knew we were weak at linebacker. Now we just got a lot. I think we got a lot stronger. So now but we were dealing with backups as linebackers because the Eagles don't go get linebackers.
Yeah.
I think we have a good core of linebackers. And cheap.
Further.
I like Miles Jack. He's someone that's going to be able to start right away. Day one. Already has experience on the field, lots of tackles. Looking forward to him. It seems like he averages around, from statistic-wise speaking, it looks around 60-ish tackles per year solo, combined 100. He gets around 30, 40 assists, averaging. He's gotten sacks. He's got the fumble and got He's got actually an 81-yard TD back in 2017. Does anyone remember that?
With the Jags.
With the Jags. Yep.
Yeah.
That's his only touchdown, but that was impressive for a fumble. Other than that, he's also got interceptions. So that's good. He's got a deflection game. We'll see if he can gel with the Philadelphia Eagles and what he can bring to the table. I doubt he would bring them to the Philadelphia Eagles if Howie Roseman didn't trust him 1,000% and knew thoroughly about this guy. So I think he's going to make a great addition. What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think, AK? What's up, Kylie? What's up, chat?
Well,
What's up?
first and foremost, I don't think this was any reflection on Nakobe Dean. If anything at all, this more reflects to me on a Morrow situation. Haven't really heard much about Morrow, but we've heard a lot about Ellis flashing. To me, both of these people, especially more along the lines of Zach Cunningham, is depth here. I like Miles Jack. Miles Jack would be a nice addition across from Nakobe Dean. Miles Jack is not Miles Jack of old. I don't expect him to be that person. He is a very, very nice piece, kind of a white like was last year. I don't know, man. The scheme says a lot. We'll see what happens here, but I do like Miles Jack next to Nakobe Dean. But it all depends on how Morrow battles, man. This is all on Morrow from here on out. It's his job to lose. So
It gives us some depth.
yeah, I do like the depth though. It does add two nice pieces and veterans.
Yeah, if anything, like halftime, like further, and like yourself mentioned, it just adds depth. But Zach Cunningham is I think it's about 4 years removed or 3 years removed when he led the league in tackles with 163. So I mean, that guy obviously knows what it takes to battle in the trenches. And then you talk about Miles Jack. I saw a highlight package, and I don't know how many times I saw while he was wearing those Jaguar colors. Him just being everywhere the ball was, and then of course with the Steelers last year. So that brings me some confidence, and that brings me some okay, at least he knows what he's doing right now. Obviously, both gentlemen do lack something because there were still available to be picked up this late in free agency into the season. So, like you said, it's just a matter of how they gel with the team and whether or not Morrow can step up. Because if not, then I feel like you guys said he's the odd man out, definitely. So next question is Texans versus Patriots and Vikings versus Seattle last night. Did you guys catch any of those games last night at all, or?
I didn't get to catch any of them games.
No way.
I did not catch them, but I heard about C.J. Stroud and what the Patriots did to him. I did not hear anything about the Vikings-Seahawks game. Interested to know how that one went.
Yeah, actually, our ex-Eagle, Jalen Mills, picked off C.J. Stroud, and that was his, I think, his second pass of the night attempt, and Jalen Mills picked him off. I kept going between that game and watching something else, but I did watch the Vikings versus Seahawks game, and I gotta say, they got some young guys on that team, the Seahawks, that we need to be a little bit worried about when it comes to the edge. And even inside defensive tackle, the Kobe Bryant, their corner, he made this one hit last night where he just leveled, and I tell you, leveled the set. I believe it was a wide receiver, or it might have been a running back on a flat pass, and he got up and did one of those flex things. He's a little guy, but he did one of those flex things, and I was even like, "Oh shit, bro, chill." Mm-hmm. There's kids watching, man. But no, the Seahawks. Pete Carroll knows what he's doing over there, man. Bringing back Bobby Wagner, drafting Witherspoon, and then going and getting Jackson Smith the Jigsaw, having the three-headed monster on both defense and offense. Are you kidding me? So
hey guys, I'm gonna head on out, man. Like I said, I wasn't feeling good because I got food poison last night from Arby's and threw up my brains and didn't sleep at all last night. So I'm gonna make my way out now. It's a pleasure being on. I did my part. I got rid of my YouTube channel, so I'm gone. I'm done. So, but it's a pleasure being on with you. I hope you all have a blessed Friday night. I'm going to sleep because I'm exhausted. I can't make it anymore. I'm so tired. But thank you for having me on. And I'll catch you all next week for sure, dude. I'll be definitely better. So peace out.
All right, buddy.
Later on. Hope you feel better.
Thank you, man. Thank you all. Peace out.
Peace, bro. But yeah, when it came to the Texans and Patriots game, they were just talking a lot about the Patriots, the moves they made when they got Gonzalez, and basically like this is like Mac Jones, like basically prove it year now, like because of what he did last year and how the season he had, and now they brought in Bill O'Brien as his new OC because they got rid of Matt Patricia. Let's be real, Matt Patricia should have never been an OC. The guy's a fucking 21-year vet. DC, what the hell's he gonna know about OC? But anyways, yeah. So interesting games both ways. The Texans, their younger players looked pretty good. Seahawks, they drafted also Jake Bobo, that the wide receiver there from I believe it was UCLA. Man, that boy, he can ball. He can ball too. Like he got a touchdown last night. Yeah. He might be somebody to look out for as like their fourth wide receiver. So it's like, man, they're then they talked about their depth at running back and Charbonnet, and then with Kenneth Walker coming back, and it's just like, holy Hannah, can you guys stop already? But interesting team nonetheless. But Mitch, I told you not to eat or go to Arby's.
Hey, usually Arby's is good. I go to Arby's all the time.
I think it was earlier when we were live, me and Mitch. Blaze popped in and he said, Arby's is delicious, but I know it's horribly bad for you, but it's so goddamn delicious.
Right?
I've never had it. I've never tried it.
I don't like Arby's.
It's not my style.
I'm not an Arby's guy now.
Yeah. I don't like hot cheese on like that kind of stuff. So yeah. But AK, you do you, bro. You do you.
Oh, I don't eat it all the time, man. I just dabble.
Okay.
Where the hell the catch?
So here we go. Our next question is Eric Bieniemy, the OC of the Washington Commanders, is being criticized by players for being too demanding. Okay, let's start with you.
This statement's weak. All right, man. First off, I get it to a point, but I don't get it. All right. Now, for instance, let's look at, you guys brought him up just a minute ago, Matt Patricia. Okay. When Matt Patricia went to Detroit, he tried to bring a coaching style like Bill Belichick does in New England to Detroit. Did not go very well. Those players in Detroit don't respond to coaching like that. Now, when they were asked, they were like, listen, we understand what Bill Belichick does in New England. If we wanted to be coached like that, we would have asked and wanted to go to New England. But we didn't do that. You know, people who want to go and be coached like the way Bill Belichick does, they go there. So sometimes it does not resonate with certain players. You know, so certain players can be coached one way to where certain players can be coached the other. Not very seldom do you find a player like Jalen Hurts that you can scream in his face and give him shit and he'd just be okay with it. That's not, unfortunately, even though you think every NFL player could do that, not many of them can. So I do get it. Like, to a fan's point of view, I look at it as like, stop being a bitch, dude. Like, they're just trying to make you better. But then I look at it into some players just really can't coach that way. So it's a tough line, man. It really is.
Absolutely. What do you think there, Halftime?
I think them players are soft. I mean, come on. I'm just going to say how it is. I think that's soft, being soft. And what's going to happen when the other defense is on the field? And friggin' here you go, Brandon Graham Like Brandon Graham running his mouth. What are you going to do? Go to the freaking referees and say he's hurting my feelings? Why do we got to bring feelings involved in this? Man the hell up. You're getting paid millions of dollars. Man to bring up and play some football. So what? Somebody hurt your feelings. Get the feelings, police, and do whatever you got to do. It drives me crazy when somebody says, he just hurt my feelings. You're a grown man. Guess what?
Right.
Your feelings are gonna get hurt. Any which way you look at it, your feelings are gonna get hurt one day. So you just man up and deal with it. It's just weird. Like I'm like, but why is this leaking out? Is my question. You know, is Ron Rivera leaking this out because he's afraid that Eric's gonna take his job? The enemy is gonna take his job. So he's leaking it out, making him like he's not that good of a coordinator. I don't know. I don't know why it's leaking out, and that would be my question to it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll answer that.
What do you guys think?
I'll answer that first, but I'll answer this for. I'll answer that, but I'll answer this first. Sorry.
Okay.
First of all, if I'm Eric Bieniemy, I'm looking at those players dangling my rings, going, "So I'm being a little rough on you, huh?" Then I would screen call Patrick Mahomes. I'd look at him and be like, "Tell him," and he'd be like, "Life's a bitch, but championships live forever." And that's exactly what he would say. He'd probably do, like, grow the fuck up. You guys are grown ass men. Very small or a very small list of men get an opportunity to do what you get to do. Fucking take the hard criticism, take what he's given to you, not to heart, but take it as like a motivation to get better. So when you score that touchdown, because you said you weren't going hard out of your break, and you do, and you end up breaking the ankles of a cornerback, and you get a touchdown for it, you could celebrate that touchdown with more energy and more adversity, because you're like, listen, this motherfucker's told me I couldn't do it, now I did, let's go, like stuff like that. But whining and complaining, I like actually Eric Bieniemy and Ron Rivera putting this out there, because it gives now the players have to play with some sense of credibility. They have to go out there and show that they're men, and they got to show that they're not afraid, and they got to show that they're not soft. And that's where I think if something happened, I'm not saying it's going to, but let's say something happens and there's a miracle team, because there's always a team out of every year that comes out and surprises us. Let's just say for some odd reason it's the Commanders. This will be the galvanizing point right here for them. This will be the moment right here where it's like you got to look yourself in the mirror and look at yourself and be like, am I a fucking man, or am I just sitting here pretending to be somebody? So that's all I got to say with that. But that question for halftime, I don't think so. I think it's just more of this is the new day and age of how coaches use the media to get at their players without like hurting their feelings, but still trying to hurt their feelings.
I just thought it was like weird.
Nick Nurse does it a lot.
Weird that it's being leaked out so fast.
Yeah, that part with Rivera, I don't understand, but I'm glad Eric Bieniemy sat at the podium and said what he said, because when you hear him say it, then it's like, because I even asked Coach about it, and for a coach to tell me, if those boys are acting like that, you got a bunch of babies. And he goes, I don't like that. He goes, like, that's hard to coach. So he's like making them now publicly almost humiliate them a little bit. Now they got to prove themselves every time they play. They're that man.
Yeah, but to a point, man, a tiger doesn't change his stripes.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
These guys are sitting here bitching about it now. They're going to be bitching about it 6 weeks from now. You know
what
what
are they going to do when Brandon Graham don't shut the freak up? Because that dude runs his mouth 24/7.
They're not going to just sit there and wake up tomorrow and have a fucking epiphany and be like, I was wrong. He's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing we have to remember too, it's the offense, because Eric Bieniemy is the offensive coach. He's not touching the defense. The defense is not the ones that are acting soft. It's the offensive players. It's the wide receivers, tight ends, O-line, running backs, quarterback. Maybe it's even just Sam Howell for all we know, but they're just not ready to throw him under the bus that much yet. And that brings me to my next question.
It might be him. It might be him complaining about all of it.
Quarterback Sam Howell. What do you guys think about him? Do you guys like? Do you guys think he's going to be the guy this year for them, or are they just basically saying we're just throwing him out? If it doesn't work, we'll go with Brissett at the backup.
You want to take this first, AK? You want me to?
Yeah. Well, listen, man. First and foremost, I believe a lot of the Commanders' success this year will fall on Sam Howell. You know, this team is not really that bad. They have two really good halfbacks in Robinson and Gibbs or Gibson. They have Terry McLaurin. They don't have a bad offensive line. Tight end wise, I know Logan Thomas is getting up there in age, you know, but I forget who their tight end two is. They have a pretty good second and third wide receiver. It's Dotson, right? Yeah, Dotson
Yeah, and Samuel.
and Samuel. Yeah, Curtis Samuel. So, you know, it's one of those offenses where they're not the flashiest bunch in the group, but you know what? They get the job done. You know, Samuel is a weapon. They use him well. Ron Rivera actually uses Curtis Samuel very well. He's definitely a good fantasy guy to have. He gets yards in that offense. Um, Dotson has yet to really break out yet. I believe he's going to have a pretty decent year this year, you know. But it really does all come down to Sam Howell, man. If Sam Howell comes out here and he is just okay, they're not really going to do much, man. They need him to find that second gear, you know, and take that second leap. Because if he doesn't, man,
Yes.
they're going to be right back to where they were last year, the year before that, and the year before that.
Absolutely. Halftime.
Like AK hit that one right on the head. Like their team is not bad. Their team is not bad. It's you're looking at the quarterback. Is he going to be the guy or is he not going to be the guy? I think the first 3 games of the Commanders is going to tell you what's going to happen. If you don't start winning, do they tank so they can go get the first round pick?
Caleb Williams.
I do yeah. So I think they're going to wait to like game 4, maybe 3 or 4, and then they're going to make that decision of tanking or, all right, he's the guy. But you don't really know what you have with Sam Howell. But your team ain't that bad. You got a number 1 wide receiver. You got good running backs. You got a good team. You got a good defense. You can watch the Commanders. You know they have a good defense that can keep you in games.
They're the one that broke our streak last year.
Yeah. So
I mean, shit, man.
And listen, when we say a good team, we're not talking about Super Bowl contenders, okay?
No. There's a difference between good. There's a difference between elite.
Yeah, so we were talking about they are playoff contenders for sure. Even if Sam Howell can be half of what everyone thinks he can be, they should definitely be in the running for a playoff spot, a wild card position. You know, there could possibly be 3 teams that come out from this division, but it just really truly depends on him. But they might make it past wild card. If not, they're losing wild card. But that's what they should be, in all honesty.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying the Commanders are a Super Bowl. No, not by no means. I'm just saying they have a team around their quarterback. Is that quarterback the guy? Everybody's got that question. But I think by week 3 or 4, are they going to tank? Or if they got a winning record, you know they're not going to tank. If they have a losing record, you might see the Commanders tank just so they can get that first round pick.
Let's put it this way: if you put Trevor Lawrence in Washington, they'd be pretty damn good, wouldn't they?
That'd be scary to
you.
Right?
Yeah, that would jump them up a lot. Yes.
If you put Kenny Pickett in fucking Washington,
That'd be they
Pretty
would still have a
decent
good
team,
team. They would have a
especially
better team now.
yeah. Okay, if you put hell, I'd even give Russell Wilson the nod in Washington right now. That would actually be a pretty awesome team right there.
I think there'd be a playoff team.
Yeah, no, I could see that. You put Justin Fields in Washington, they're a playoff team.
Yeah,
So
the
that's what
question
I'm
mark is the
saying.
name on the panel or on the banner. Damn, how there's so many unknowns, we just don't know them enough,
Yep,
right? So
that's my whole entire point, man. The team is not bad. Yeah, like I said, they're not flashy, but they're not bad.
no, I mean like
Yeah.
Montez Sweat, De'Aaron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, Jamin Davis, Cody Barton, Kendall Fuller, Benjamin St. Juice, Emmanuel Forbes, Kareem Curl, and Derek Forrest. That's their defense right there. That's their starting defense. Like,
But
I
they
think
want to
that's
they want to trade. They're trying to trade Chase Young.
yeah,
Like,
he's
that's a big question mark. Why would you try to do that?
because he's barely played since they've drafted him because of his ACLs and his injuries that he's had. I think he doesn't. I don't even think he's played more than like 10 games.
He's been in the league for 3 years, and
Oh,
out of the
I'm wrong. I'm
3 years,
sorry. He's played 26 games.
he's played. Yeah, he's been in the league 3 years, and out of the 3 years, he's only really played one, and that was his rookie year. And then he got injured, and then the
15,
second
15,
year he was injured, and third year.
9.
Yeah,
He played
I
9
just think they
games
wanted to.
after his rookie year, and then he only played 3 after that.
yeah. So he spent it more on the sideline than he has on the field, man.
For the halftime, this is what I think is going to happen with him. I think he's going to come out have himself a really solid season. He said he put down a little bit of weight and put a lot more muscle on. So, and he said he built himself a second move or a third move, I think he said. So when he comes off the edge, he's going to be really good. I think if they're not in playoff contention by trade deadline, they might be able to ship him off and get something really good in return for it. I know he's a first. Would you guys, if he had, I'm not saying the Eagles, but because we're talking everybody here, but let's say there's a team out there that's like, man, we just need an extra guy off the edge. Would you give up a first for him?
Like if I was Baltimore Ravens, yes.
If like you're the Ravens or
No,
or
hold
would
on.
it
If I
appear
was the
though,
Baltimore Ravens, because how they are. If the Baltimore Ravens got a winning record going on,
or Bills,
you know
or
what
the
I mean?
Bills, or the Buffalo
or
Bills,
the Bills, I would see Baltimore doing it more because it's
or
closer.
Pittsburgh
It's closer.
when Highsmith's off, then you can put out Chase Young.
Yeah, you could do Pittsburgh. Depending on if they have a winning record.
Yeah,
you would do Pittsburgh.
that's
Like,
different.
but
Yeah.
you don't know if Pittsburgh's going to have a winning record because you don't know what they're going to be.
Really? Okay.
No, I'm laughing because I thought of something, but it wouldn't work because they would never do it in division. Well, not in our division, not in our division, but in the NFC.
We'll give him Barnett. We'll give him Barnett for Chase Young.
No, I was thinking Seattle, dude. That is something Seattle would fucking do.
They need that. That would be huge.
Yeah, but I don't know
Check
if
that one
if Washington would be stupid enough to trade it in the NFC.
New owner,
I mean,
They are.
They might, but dude, yeah, no, that would definitely be a Seattle move. That's a Pete Carroll move to take on somebody like that. I mean, he did it with Clowney, if you remember. Like he's just that kind of guy. So.
Could you imagine him up in Denver? Like how do we know Denver isn't going to be a bulldog this year? Imagine him up there. Who knows? Him off the edge too. Whew. Dolphins.
If like AK was saying, if Seattle got him, I'd be like, damn, that freaking team's stacked.
That's what I'm saying. But what would you guys pay for him? That was my question. What would you offer for him? Would it be a first or would it be a couple?
I don't know, man. A first is too steep. I think it'd have to be a second and maybe like a third or a fourth. Like I think
a second and a player.
Steep. Yeah, it all depends on the team. If you could get away with trading a player with a second, then you can do that.
Well, maybe it'll have to be a player unless somebody goes on the pup list, right? Like if somebody ends up getting hurt for the rest of the season and you're like, fuck, I need a move. And like you're like, you know what? I'm going to make it so hard for them not to say no. If you go to them and be like, listen, I'll give you a second, a fifth, and then the following year I'll give you a fifth and a sixth. Maybe they take it. Who knows? Maybe.
Like it depends. Like to me,
An overpay,
it would
but we
be
don't
like,
know what.
say if
that year.
Seattle is in
time.
the playoffs. Say if Seattle's in the playoffs, and the Baltimore's in the playoffs, and Pittsburgh's in the playoffs, right? Just say that. Let's go with them 3 teams.
Baltimore.
They're going to go head to head trying to get him. If oh my God, I need him because if he's out doing outstanding, you don't know if he's say if he ain't been hurt all year.
Yeah.
Somebody might go and pull for a first round just because the price is going to go up so much.
Exactly, and you want to
he's
outbid
going to have to pay. They're going to probably overpay for him, so they might give up a first.
You know who another sneaky favorite is of mine. Now they are an AFC team, and I think highly of them. Jacksonville.
Ooh. Dougie P with him.
Yeah, hey, and listen, Dougie P's seen him before. You know, he played him. I think Dougie would team him up with who was the first round he got last year? Was it Walker?
Yeah,
Trayvon Walker or Tavon?
Yeah,
sorry,
was that the first round last year? For Jacksonville?
That was the first overall pick, right? Wasn't that their first or
Yeah.
their first?
It was the second, right? Because
it was their
first.
No, it was their first overall pick, but I think he was the second pick.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, you could pick him and Chase Young.
Devin Lloyd.
That's
Lloyd,
it.
Yep.
That would be a scary one too.
Lloyd and Young would be nice together. That'd be a pretty deadly combo.
And we got to remember too, like they had themselves a really good fucking draft too. Now that I'm looking at their roster here,
oh dude, the Jacksonville Jaguars have like first round all over.
Jacksonville they had 2 first round picks.
Yeah, they had Trayvon Walker and they went and got Devin Lloyd. This year they drafted Chad Muma. I think that guy's going to be a stud this year, to be honest with you. And didn't they get Didn't they not get a running back or Tanks Bigsby? They got Tanks Bigsby. I think that he's going to be underrated, and I'm sure they got another wide receiver too. Like
I think they got a wide receiver. I was trying to remember the wide receiver's name, but they got a wide receiver in draft too. Everybody was stunned when they got him.
Dougie knows what he's doing.
That would be like a little scary thing going on.
Evan Ingram's been great for them right now, so it's like Calvin Ridley's back, so like a full healthy season of Calvin Ridley because he's not suspended.
Oh hey, and real quick, man, I'm not sure exactly what's gonna happen, but listen, this is something me and Randy agreed on. I believe it was last year or the year before. I forget. They all blend together. In New York, in the Jets, Chaz Surratt, the linebacker from last year or the year before. You remember him, right?
Yep.
His brother also is the wide receiver. I forget where he even is. But yeah, Chaz, I don't know if the Jets are going to let him go or not, man. But if they do, I would love to see Howie put a waiver in for him, man. He looked really good. Was it last night?
I don't see them letting him go. You guys see him letting him go?
They're pretty deep at linebacker, man. They got C.J. Mosley with the Jets. They got some pretty decent linebackers there.
Were we talking about the Jets roster, you guys?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Jets, the linebacker. Yeah, I know C.J. Mosley's definitely there.
What's good, Eddie?
Yo, what's good, Eddie?
Yeah, they like
it's
Jermaine
possible,
Johnson.
is what I'm saying.
Yeah, their bread and butter last year was their defense for the most part because they didn't have really good tight or quarterback help, right? But For me, I think their biggest issue is that offensive line is Rodgers gonna have enough time to get the ball off, because we all know that he's not the mobilest guy at 40, so it's like what's gonna happen there? But just so we
My
don't get
point
off
is,
topic.
Rot is pretty. It's a possibility. Is all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Howie, he's always on the phone.
He never stops, so you can't take it from Howie Roseman. He might be doing it.
Right
Maybe
now,
he's going
Steelers
to
and
trade.
Bucks.
Maybe he's going to trade Derek Barnett for somebody. We need to get rid of him. I don't know what we're going to get for him, but we got to get rid of him.
I feel like Christian Ellis is going to be special teams and maybe be like the last backup for linebacker. Obviously, we know Miles Jack and most likely Zach Cunningham are going to make the team. Obviously, with Nakobe Dean, you're right. I think we need an edge, and it kind of sucks that my guy got picked up in Ngaku, but who knows what they might do. And then on safety, apparently Reed Blankenship's been doing great as well, but. Yeah, so tonight's game right now, Steelers versus Buccaneers, with 10 minutes and about 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Steelers are up 27-10. So I'll read you guys the stats and then we'll talk about it. So Mason Rudolph is 7 for 12 for 132 yards and a touchdown. Kenny Pickett is 6 for 7 for 70 yards and 1 touchdown. Mitchell Trubisky is 1 for 4 with 1 interception. And I believe it's Tracy Morgan, T. Morgan, their backup, is 2 for 5 with 12 yards and 1 interception. Receiving, Calvin Austin III is 73 yards with a touchdown. He obviously got a 76-yarder. The guy that I wanted the Eagles to go and get, Darnell Washington, the tight end, has 1 catch for 9 yards. And then we go over to the Buccaneers. Kyle Trask is 6 for 10 for 99 yards and an interception. Baker Mayfield was 8 for 9 for 63 yards and a touchdown. And the touchdown went to Palmer, a rookie. He has 4 catches for 33 yards. So, your guys' thoughts?
Steelers are hurting that quarterback.
No.
I mean, no, but I know Kenny Pickett is still a rookie.
Yes,
but now this is his time to shine. If you're gonna pull something out your ass, this is the year, kid. You're going to pull something out your ass, because a lot of people are all down on that kid. I mean, he's not big enough. He has small hands.
Yeah.
That don't see now. To me, that don't. If you tell me he has small hands, it don't matter to me. Because Joe Montana has small hands. He couldn't see over the goddamn offensive line. So don't tell me a guy that has small hands and can't see over your offensive line is going to be a problem. Because Joe Montana Garcia did it for years. Yeah, Jeff Garcia did it.
Look how good he was with the Eagles. Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, if he's going to do something, he's going to have to start pulling something out his ass, because if he don't, that coach will bench his ass. Facts. And they got a good coach. They have a good coach. So, but then they don't have a backup quarterback.
Yeah, like I said, Mason Rudolph is their backup right now, and Mitchell Trubisky's been, if anything, a Trubisky.
I don't even think Mitchell Trubisky's going to be on the team.
No, they might be.
I don't think he's going to be on the team. I think he's going to be one that's going to be cut. I think Rudolph ain't that good, but he's an okay backup for a couple games. That's the guy getting hit in the head by a helmet, right?
Yeah. And that meme was made out of
somebody like this. It almost hit in the head or something.
Yeah. Garrett from the Browns ripped it off and smashed him with it. But AK, how do you feel about? And I hate to say this and put you on the spot, especially knowing that significant other's a huge fan, but Kenny Pickett.
Well, I'm in an even worse situation with this game, man, because in all honesty, my wife's son is a Tampa Bay fan. So
Oh,
I
shite.
mean, and even a bigger
And,
predicament than before. um, no, in all honesty, man, I think highly of Kenny Pickett. I know he's going to need to here. I believe Pickett and Pickens are going to have a very, very, very good connection with one another. They're both young. They're both going into year two. Mike Tomlin is a genius when it comes to head coaches, man. The dude knows how to coach an organization. He's done it for 13 years, I think now, and he's never had a losing season. So, I mean, I can't say nothing, man. I think, listen, I said it last year. Sorry about the noise. Uh, I said it last year. I thought Najee was going to go off. I'm not saying that this year, but Najee's got to step up his game, man.
he
If
did play
Najee
injured
Harris,
last.
huh?
He did play injured last year, though.
I know, man, I know, but Kenny needs some help this year. You know what I mean? If you want Kenny to succeed, you kind of have to take some pressure off of him. So Najee needs to be Najee and have a really nice season this year. I know he had a really good rookie campaign. He didn't have a single fumble all year long up till the playoff game. So I mean that's incredible. But yeah, Najee needs to definitely take a step forward. I think they got a really good thing going with Pittsburgh. They just need to keep building upon it. They lost a lot of their key pieces with that offensive line, and they're just still kind of rebuilding on that. So, shit takes time. We as Eagle fans know that. And as the Tampa goes, they're kind of right where Washington is, man. Fucking right back to where they were right before Tom Brady. Back to needing a fucking QB, dude. We all know what Baker Mayfield is, and I don't see him because he's in Tampa. Oh my God, he's going to be amazing. No, I don't see that. He's still going to be same old Baker. If Mike Evans can get another 1,000 yards with this two receiving or with these two quarterbacks this year, I'm willing to crown that man the goat for right now at playing. I'll put him over Devonte Adams and all of them. If he can get 1,000 yards with Baker, props to the man. It's going to be hard. So yeah, dude. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I agree with you, but I don't think that's gonna happen with Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield.
I know, dude. It's going to be so hard. But if he
AK,
does,
hear me out. But hear me out. That's where you insert Carson Wentz. That's where Carson Wentz comes into the. You got somebody who can throw the rock, somewhat of of the time. Maybe that's who gets him the 1,000 yards. But honestly, maybe 850, maybe 850 from them. Like Chris Godwin even will probably have 500. Like, I don't know about these two, man. I really don't. Like, I don't believe in Baker Mayfield at all. If I had a choice between him or Gardner Minshew, I would have took Minshew all day.
Well, listen, man. I said this, and I know it's crazy, but in all honesty, it's you have nothing to fucking lose right now. It's Tampa. If I am them, listen, we all know what the fuck Baker Mayfield is. He's been on 3 different teams. He has not fucking changed. He was on the Rams and Sean McVay, excellent offensive coordinator. Not even him could make it work. So I look at this right now, and if I am Tampa, dude, fucking start Kyle Trask. What do you got to lose? You either have something or you don't. And next year you go in and you get a quarterback. Well, Baker isn't going to do shit, man. But I give it fucking week 5 and fucking Kyle Trask will be in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So might as well just start the kid, see what he's got. I mean, what do you got to lose at this point? Nothing.
Halftime.
Yeah, I totally agree about the Tampa Bay thing. Like, yeah, put him in because you know what you got with Baker Mayfield. He's going to be nothing. So start the other kid, let him play. Hey, K's right. If Mike Evans can get 1,000 yards with one of them quarterbacks, Well, if he can get 1,000 yards, one of them quarterbacks, I'll crown that man. He'll be the greatest wide receiver ever because they can't throw worth a damn. You just seen it now on your
No, I didn't
stats
say
you just
ever.
read.
I didn't say ever. I didn't say ever. I said just greatest playing right now.
Oh, right now, because his quarterbacks can't throw that much. They're not that
Yeah,
good of
we
a
know.
passer. So,
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, what team is going to tank to go get that number one? Tampa Bay might be it. You never know. I mean, but Tampa Bay's a bad team. Tampa Bay's not a bad team. They just don't have a quarterback. They got two number one wide receivers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure their tight ends pretty damn good too. I don't know who they got as running back
Wait.
anymore because the
Yeah,
running
Bray.
backs left.
Yeah.
Well,
White. It's White.
and
They got-
here's
they
my
got-
thing too.
They got Edmonds. Sorry, but yeah.
And here's my thing too with that whole thing. You know, a lot of people sit there and they say that, you know, quarterbacks, they're measured on their elite play and them uplifting their wide receivers at big moments. I don't know if Mike Evans has enough in his body to uplift either one of these quarterbacks to even make them look good enough for him. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of work he would have to do to make these two look even decent. Just a lot.
I had a question for both y'all. That kind
You know how hard. Do you know who my quarterback is? Just look at me. That would be funny. That would be hilarious if he said that. Got 1,000 yards. Do you know who my quarterback is? Yeah, we know who your quarterback is. He ain't no good.
I had a question for you. There's two teams out there that I know that have younger quarterbacks that haven't seen the field for that much. Would you think that maybe the Buccaneers might either want to go down that route versus maybe just tanking and then trying to hope that they get the first overall pick? Because Matt Corral of the Panthers, he was a high pick the year before, and he didn't get no playing time because of his injury. And then Trey Lance of the 49ers, there's rumors that apparently they love with Brock Purdy and they're going to roll with Brock Purdy. Do you think that they would even inquire about those two guys?
No, I think you're exactly right, and they're going to go for Carson Wentz. I already predicted this one. So that's who I predicted before they went and got friggin'
Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, and friggin' I said they were going for Carson Wentz. I think that, like you said, Randy, I think they're going for Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz can do the 1,000 yards to Mike Evans. He can get him up there. He can throw 4,000 yards. Doesn't mean he's going to do it. Yeah, I'm just saying. I think that's what they're going to use.
Yeah.
Oh, and ain't what you call it? Working with Carson Wentz. What's that quarterback guy? Guru John Gruden. Ain't John Gruden working with Carson Wentz right now?
That's news to me. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he's in Las Vegas working with Carson Wentz.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that'd be a name. That's a quarterback to be the watch this year because we know. I hate to say it, knock on wood, but you know, a quarterback or somebody's going to get hurt. So.
Yes.
Well, listen, man. I like those two names that you threw around, but in all honesty, you know, I was talking to Adam yesterday and the day before, and even today, and we were talking about the whole DJ situation there in the Giants and his quarterback. And I like that you bring this up because there's one person that you didn't mention that I've always thought highly of, man, and I always think and have thought has had a lot of potential and that a lot of people should be scared of if he goes to the right team, man. And that's Malik Willis. You know, I really think that, you know, I told Adam, I said the Giants should acquire him just to challenge DJ. I think there is a lot to Malik that a lot of people don't know about, and they have Will Levis there now, and obviously they're going to go with that kid. So, we got a lot of young quarterbacks here that we can look to.
Yeah.
If they end up looking to go with Trey Lance in San Francisco, then you might have Brock Purdy up there, or who knows, man. I don't know. You got Sam Darnold there with the 49ers, so there's so many, dude.
Well,
I
with the
mean,
new
hell,
rule, we have to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster now, right? Because of
yeah,
Mr. Hassan Reddick.
yeah. So I mean, that's just one of the things, man. I really like Malik Willis. I really like what the kid's got. I always
Nice.
thought he's kind of the second coming of Michael Vick in a way. He's got a really nice arm and he's fast. So who knows? We'll see what happens with him as well.
Right, absolutely. All right, boys. So the next question here: top 5 coaches on the hot seat, in your opinion. I'll start with you, AK.
Oh shit! Can we go around one at a time so we have time to think?
Okay, halftime.
Well,
All
hold
right.
on. I can go first.
All right. Go
I
first.
have one at least.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Well, I'd like
Hey,
you
I'm
to
on
maybe
it
do one
by
of the
right
2.
now, so we're good.
Yeah, no. My first one. Ooh. Okay. Ron Rivera.
Okay, that's one of mine. That's one of mine, Ron Rivera. Yup.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that might sound a little weird because of the coach or the ownership change and stuff, but the guy's been there for a while, man. I know it's not all his fault. I actually respect the hell out of him for everything he's been through there in Washington. It cannot be easy. I respected him with the Panthers as well, but you know what?
He did
Sometimes,
want Carson Wentz, though. He did want Carson.
yeah, yeah. Hey, I didn't say he was perfect. I didn't say he was perfect. You know, um, but yeah, no, man. I just sometimes a new coaching change is a good thing. So
Mhm.
I don't know, man. If he can't make it work here this year, I would not be amazed if they try, especially with the new name change coming up again. Even though they just changed it, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get a new head coach to start with the new name change
Mm.
again. You know what I mean?
And plus, the old owner was part of the Ron Rivera era, so maybe he wants to
Yeah,
have his own coach and his own stamp on this team. So absolutely, that's a good choice,
yeah.
good pick.
Like I
Um,
said,
Go
like I
ahead.
said, Rain. He took he took one of mine. So yeah, Ron Rivera. I totally agree. He's on the hot seat. You know, it's first of all he had cancer. He was fighting cancer, right? He almost died over it. So
yeah,
maybe he don't get fired. Maybe he retires, and
ooh,
they'll say, "Hey, step down on your own terms. You're fighting this cancer still, you know, and let's just part ways, you know, both together." But I think yeah, he's on the hot. I think he's one of the guys on the hot seat. And then
Well,
like
who's
since
your first one?
since AK said something, let me go with a different one. Then the guy from the Raiders, Josh McDaniels.
mm.
I never thought he should be a head coach. Could he call an offensive line? Can he call an offensive plays? You don't know. You don't know who was calling the plays. I think he should be. I think he's on the hot seat. If especially when he just traded his quarterback, saying it was the quarterback's fault, and now they got another quarterback. So if he don't go to the
Playboy Jimmy.
playoffs, yeah, they got Playboy Jimmy, and he don't if he don't make the playoffs this year, I think he's going to be canned.
Gone. Well, mine, like the logo above me there, my second favorite team, only because of the man that's on the quarterback, Brandon Staley of the Chargers. I mean, let's be honest. Look at the squad he has, whether it's the offense or the defense. I mean, they went again and made sure they got some new weapons. Gave Herbert a big, nice, fat contract. Gave him another weapon as a wide receiver, as a young rookie, the TCU product. So, I mean, if this year they don't get on a deep playoff run, after the kerfluffles that he had last year and the year before, I think if his ass isn't hot as fire right now, it'll be burnt by the end of the year if he doesn't get to the playoffs.
Totally agree. He's on one of my lists too.
Who'd you say?
Who's
Who'd you
that?
say? Randy?
Brandon Staley from the Chargers.
Oh, ooh, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
He was definitely on one of my lists. So
Yeah, no, well, he wasn't on mine, so I credit is due. So
Ron
my
Rivera.
second one, I'll go a little abstract here. I don't know if he'll even be on your guys' list or not. We talked about him just a little bit ago too. Pete Carroll.
oh,
And the only reason that I say that is because, he had the Legion of Doom there back in the day. He had a lot of success. He tore it all down, and he traded away Russell Wilson. He stuck it out with Geno. He made it work last year, just barely. But now, man, you went out and you built a really nice team, and you're continuing to go with Geno. You didn't really make any significant move to move up and get a new quarterback, and Seattle really hasn't been a threat lately. So if it doesn't work out this year, who knows?
I didn't expect anybody to say him. Wow.
No, I respect Pete, man, but
That's a good one.
even though that you have a very good resume, eventually people just want to win, dude.
Well, I know. I just didn't think nobody would say him because the way he just took out the way that he had Geno Smith playing. Like, hello, this was Geno Smith. Everybody watched him when he was with the Giants.
Oh,
Geno
I get
Smith
it. That was last year.
Geno Smith wasn't that good. So
I
that's
get
a
it. That was
shock.
last year, though. That was last year. Let's see what happens this year. If it tanks this year, you could be seeing something completely different at the end of the year.
No, I was just giving you credit. I'm like, that one took a little bit of guts. Mine would be the Tennessee Titans.
Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel. Yeah. Mike Vrabel. Dude, you got right. Last year, you traded a top-notch wide receiver. A number one wide receiver you traded for gumdrops.
I want to state he didn't want to get rid of AJ Brown. It was the GM that did because they didn't want to pay him.
Well, they got rid of the GM, but they always say, you're going. That one guy goes, the next guy's on the head chopping list, and it's just how it's going to be. I mean, but they got, and that's how it goes. If I chopped him, I'm not afraid to get rid of you. You got to do something. And if everybody's saying I got a great running back, but you're saying my quarterback is going to be a playoff guy, which everybody's not saying he is, but we're keeping him. I think the coach is going to be on the hot seat, and he might have a chance to be gone.
Well, and not just that, but to add on to that too, you were talking about the owner. You switched out the owner. The previous owner was the one that hired Mike Vrabel.
Oh.
This guy holds no loyalty to the head coach whatsoever. So if he doesn't, show up and show out, that GM might be like, well, it's time for me to just get my own coach in here then. Somebody I can work with. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no loyalty there. He didn't hire him.
But yeah, I think he's going to be on there. But I agree with Randy too about the Chargers. I mean, come on, they got a top 5 tight end there. They got a good offensive line and they got a good defense, but they never can ever get over the hump. So the coach
That's
might be going on
coaching.
there.
My next one
Yep.
is going to be the New York Jets, Robert Saleh.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that is so good, dude. Because I'm with.
That's hard.
This is go big or go home right here, bro. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You either
Exactly. He's
you're either
11 and
winning or you're done.
23 during his coaching career right now. He's got more L's than dubs. I understand his QB situation, but he was part of the drafting of Zach Wilson, and we all know he's about MILFs and not football. So, I mean, this is it. That's why I said when they got Rodgers, this was more about trying to save Saleh's career than rejuvenate Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. That's huge. That's a big one. I never thought nobody would say that one either.
Okay,
Well,
here's a jaw dropper for you. Well, maybe it's not a jaw dropper. Bill Belichick.
That was one of mine.
yeah.
You know what, dude? Tom Brady. Since that he walked away, holy fuck, bro! Quarterback has been the demise. Oh fuck, what's his name? That's there now.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Thank you. Not the answer. In fact, Zappy plays better than Mac Jones does in that system. So I mean, I don't know, man. If I am Robert Kraft, obviously since Tom Brady took off, Bill Belichick has not been able to regroup and redo that team. I've seen some of the most terrible drafts come from Bill Belichick lately. The last 2 years have been really fucking bad, dude. They have no wide receivers. They have no corners. They have no quarterback. Their offensive line is terrible. Their defense is the only saving grace there. But I mean, even that is weak in points. So I don't know, man. I think Bill's just kind of over his head, and it's time for Robert to move on.
Well, I've read too that Robert Kraft really likes Mac Jones over any of the other quarterbacks, and apparently Bill he just wants a winning quarterback. That's what he wants. So the question now becomes: is the owner going to pick Bill over Mac? Because I mean, the championship.
That's not the answer, though, bro.
Oh, no.
So I mean, if he picks Mac over Bill, either way, you shouldn't have either of them. And I love Bill, but dude, you got 6 trophies from him. You're good. I don't see that happening again. You're not going to get it again from Bill. It's not going to happen. You can't redo it. You know what I mean? Like you just can't. So I don't know, man. I just think Bill's about to be done there. It might not be this year, but it will be after this year.
So you're saying Robert Kraft's told Bill Belichick he's going because the only way you win Super Bowl is if you cheat. So
No.
You're going.
I'm just saying, man. You would think a man like that who has built a dynasty for 12 fucking seasons could continue to keep building something. But instead, they completely fucking crumbled, man. I mean, this is nowhere near the Patriot team we saw 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Can I go next after you, AK? Can I go next before AK for you for halftime?
Yeah.
So this is where I wanted to go. I was hoping somebody would say this. Like I thought you would say this first halftime, then I could go after you and I could piggyback off this. But this is what I think might happen. I think this year, the Patriots are not going to have themselves a really great year. Kraft is going to look at Bill Belichick and say, listen, man, it's been great. Shake your hands. Go on. The Bengals are going to fire Zach Taylor. Bill Belichick's going to go to Cincinnati and be the coach with Joe Burrow.
Oh.
That's what I think. I think Zach Taylor will be fired after this year. That's my next coach, Zach Taylor. If they don't have a good year this year, Zach Taylor might be on the outs as well. That's one of my top 5.
My last guy is Mike McCarthy.
Ooh, the Cowgirls. Okay.
Cowgirls, I think, and I said before, I'm not going to get away from it. I'll never back away. I think the Cowgirls are going to crumble. I think McCarthy is going to be the play caller. You got Dak that's going to be an interception machine. He's going to throw. I think he's going to throw like 20 interceptions this year.
Ooh.
I think they're just going to crumble. I mean, look, the guard for the Cowboys are like, yo, you're going to pay me. I'm not going to play. I don't care if it's $800 million. I don't care what it's going to cost me. I'm done. You're going to have to trade me because I don't want to play for you no more. You know? So, I mean, their defense guys are telling the quarterback to shut the fuck up. Let's be honest. I mean, it's crumbling slowly, and I'm going to enjoy watching the Cowgirls go 2-5 in the first 7 games. And I think Mike McCarthy will be on the hot seat and will have to be shit canned.
Nice.
Because they're not going to get rid of Dak.
No.
They're not going to get rid of Dak. Because Jerry Jones, actually, he's the smartest guy in the whole league. What's good, Sean?
What's up, Sean?
So did you give your 5, Randy?
Let's see. I said Bill. I said Zach. Yeah, I gave my 5. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw in 2. I'm gonna throw in an extra one because there's just 2. And these 2 I like to have fun with, just because the odds of it happening are very slim, but to a point I could actually see it happening. Number 1, Kyle Shanahan.
Ooh.
Now,
I like this. I like when somebody goes out something like that.
Actually, there's 3.
Hey.
Actually, there was 3. The only reason I say Kyle Shanahan is, listen, man, you got to the championship. I understand that for the last 5 years, but that's all you've done. Eventually, that franchise is going to be like, all right, man, like I want a head coach who can get me further. Like,
Fuck
we
you,
understand.
Fucking goof.
You know, like, listen, man, I understand that, you know, Kyle Shanahan is a tremendous coach. That defense is tremendous. You know, it is an amazing team, but, you know, winning is winning. The second one is John Harbaugh.
I was thinking that as one of mine as well. What if this season he doesn't have a good one again and Lamar's healthy?
Yeah. So, you know, I like John Harbaugh. That's a pretty interesting one. And then my last one that I'll give you guys is actually the dude I just said earlier, just a few minutes ago, Sean McVay.
Why so serious?
So, I don't know how you guys feel about those last 3, but I put them.
The McVay one I could get. They're, you know, like that one, but the John Harbaugh one would be. Whoa.
That would be a huge blow. Like,
well, listen, man, they got rid of Jim Harbaugh. They got rid of Jim Harbaugh in San Francisco, and if you remember, Jim Harbaugh was not a bad coach.
Of course, I come in here with Michigan.
In fact, Jim Harbaugh was doing an excellent job for the 49ers when they got rid of him. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, Portugal is doing it without quarterback.
Guys, I have big news.
What?
Guess how many views Earl got on his SmackDown?
What?
130.
130.
That's awesome.
No.
No, Mrs. Halftime told you. Shut up.
That's awesome.
You got 130. I got 24. But I don't care. About time. Like, wow. Great show.
Nice.
Thank God.
What else? If I would go with a different. Now Mitch fucked everybody up. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he did.
Yeah.
You were talking about Harbaugh and Michigan.
Oh no, I was not talking about Michigan at all.
No.
I heard
But
Michigan.
no, you
Nobody,
didn't.
talking about
nobody said nothing about Michigan.
No, I was just saying that if you remember back whenever the 49ers had him, like he had a really good record. He was making playoffs, and they still got rid of him. So, I mean, just because they're
Yep.
making playoffs, they're a good team, does not mean that a coach is always going to be kept. You know, it is about winning after all. So,
Absolutely. And I would throw in one more just as a juicy, and I know we talked about this, but the more and more you hear it, that eventually maybe an owner or a GM's like tired of hearing from the fans, maybe even Mike Tomlin. I hate to say it, but maybe Mike Tomlin even.
I don't know, man. I think he'd actually
We
have to
can
have
never
a
say
losing
never though.
season.
In this league, we can never say never. We never, like you just said.
We go.
No,
If I make another one, it'd be Atlanta Falcons.
God
What's
damn,
that
dude, we're gonna have so many coaching jobs next year.
There might be a lot. You never know. I mean,
Can I
come on,
know what
Atlanta
Jonathan
Falcons.
Gannon?
No, Jonathan Gannon's going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
The Cardinals don't like. The Cardinals ain't going to give money up for free.
True. All right,
I
fellas.
don't know,
Last.
and I think that. Oh, sorry, real quick
No,
before, and then I'll let you get to that. I was gonna say, I don't know, man. I'd say the one that's probably the worst and the worst bet is Steichen over there with the fucking Colts, dude. Having Ursay as an owner's got to be hell.
Yeah.
He's gonna find that out real quick.
Right? Dude,
Just walked in on him,
so
crushing
bad.
pills on his desk. He's like, "Hey,
Bro,
I just want to. What are you doing? I told you knock first."
It is so bad, dude. Andrew Luck retired at like 28. He's like, no, fuck you, bro. I'm done.
Fuck this place. Yeah. And then now look at him. Is that a caveman or is that Andrew Luck? It's like, no, is that a homeless guy? Because but yeah, he looks good. He looks good. But
Yeah.
anyways, the question now is for the last one of the night that we have drawn up here. Unless you guys want to talk about other stuff afterwards, but it says your top 3 players you are going to look forward to see in the preseason throughout the NFL. It could be your favorite team as well if you want, but
Okay,
I'll
Jordan
start-
Davis, Jalen Carter, and Nolan.
Hey, I'll start with halftime.
All right. I want to see B. John Robinson and from Atlanta, and I want to see Gibbs from the Lions. I'm super excited to watch these running backs actually come out and actually predict it. We're all of us have been saying how good they're going to be, and I just want to see it on the field. I only had 2. I don't have the third one.
Okay, cool.
So I only have 2. But them
Hosky.
2 guys, there's 2 guys I just can't. Like, I can't wait to see. Like, being an Eagles fan, but being a football fan, I just want to see them. Because I think they're both going to be. I don't like using big people's names like Barry Sanders and all, but I think they could be. I think both of them are like Barry Sanders, maybe
Yes.
a Bo Jackson. Like, I think B. John Robinson is like a Bo Jackson type of guy.
Yeah.
And I think Gibbs is a Barry Sanders type. But I just want to see him put it together on the field. Putting it together on the field and doing it on practice is 2 different games. It's 2 different things. So that's the only 2 guys I have.
Okay. Mitch? Kofsky?
Like I said before, Jalen Carter. Actually, I'm going to change that up a bit. Okay. I'm excited to see the 49ers kicker who came out of Michigan.
Jake
I'm excited.
He
Yeah.
wants to see a kicker. This guy on the freaking thing, he wants to see a kicker.
Hey,
Go away.
it's Michigan. Respect.
Go away. I don't care if it's Michigan. Go away.
Okay, if you really want me to be serious, then I'll have to go.
We thought they were.
Fuck.
What do you get?
Okay, DeAndre Swift, Nolan Smith, and Miles Jack.
Okay. AK?
Well, I mean, obviously, whenever we're talking about this, I gotta go with my team. Obviously Jalen Carter, obviously Nolan Smith, but I'm gonna throw my oddball in there, man, and I've been talking about it. Sydney Brown. I'm interested to see what this kid's got. Hopefully he does play. I assume he will. So can't wait to see him. But other players like Will Levis, dude. I'm interested to see what that kid is. I hear a lot about his arm talent, so I know he's a very raw player, but definitely want to see him. I want to see Richardson for sure, Anthony Richardson. I know he's only played 12 games in college, so that's just amazing to know that. And then I'm very interested to see how that one plays out as well. So there's a lot of very, very talented rookies in this year's draft that I'm ready to see.
Absolutely. To kind of piggyback on a little bit of everybody in a sense, I'm excited to see Sydney Brown, my Canadian fellow countryman. Also, I'm excited to see Quentin Johnson, the wide receiver from the Chargers, the kid they drafted there. And I'm also excited to see how Bijan Robinson's going to do as well, because he was such a highly touted running back, expected potentially at times during his college year, his final year, being a number one pick, fell kind of a little bit, and then he still went in the top 10. So I'm excited to see what type of player he could be. Could he be even like a LaDainian Tomlinson type player too, halftime, where he can catch it and run it out of the backfield and be an unstoppable force? So those are my guys I'm excited to see, though, for sure. But yeah, that is all our topics that we have for today. You guys want to talk about anything else, or you guys just want to wrap her up?
Sydney Brown's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see him.
Yeah, me too.
He is going up in charts. I think he's going to be a starter.
You think so?
I think he'll be a starter with the Eagles. Right now, they're not saying that. They're saying it's going to. Who they're saying it's going to be, but I think
it's Reed Blankenship and Edmonds right now.
I think Blankenship's going to go down, and he's going to be up above him.
Ooh.
But I mean, you never know. Like right now, it looks. I think he's so about going up so fast. I think he's going to surprise some people. Of course, not no Eagles fan, but I mean, any other team, people are going to be like, well, how the hell is a rookie jumping up over them guys?
Yeah, he went from third to second, and he's almost on first team now. So yeah.
So he's been doing first team reps.
Yes.
So that's why I said that. But he's going to be awesome.
Yes. I agree. AK?
Man, I'm actually going to be interested in watching Josh Jobe, Keely Ringo, all these young corners, because these guys are going to be the future for whenever Slay is gone here within this year, end of the year or the year after, whichever one it may be. These kids are going to be the future of our corner room. So I'm interested to see where they're at in development, what they've learned so far from Slay and Bradbury, and yeah, man, that's definitely one thing I'll be paying attention to a lot, because for a long time we fought for a very good cornerback room. Now that we finally got one, the last thing I want to do is lose it again. So.
Yeah, and like a lot of people keep forgetting that we got Greedy Williams, Eli Ricks, and that other guy. I can't keep forgetting his goddamn name. Mecky Garner or whatever his name is.
Oh.
So yeah. Mitch?
I'm just excited just to see the coaching, just for the Eagles in general, and see what their plans are going to be, the schemes, and just everything in general. It's a new coaching system.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be
How
interesting.
fun the side is.
Halftime?
Yeah,
Come on,
everybody thinks about it. Everybody keeps on saying coaching's going to be a problem, and I don't see. Everybody keeps on saying, "Oh, well, we got a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator." We are always been dealing with an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator because they've been going to be bringing head coaches all over. We got
Yeah.
the one guy went to the Colts. We just keep on getting rid of offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what happens if you don't pan out? Well, okay, if our guy from on our defensive coordinator doesn't pan out, they went and got Matt Patricia. Yeah, they got Matt Patricia if he's not panning out. So we have two defensive coordinators. And if you want to say we have two offensive coordinators, we have two offensive coordinators. You got your head coach. He's an offensive coordinator.
Yeah. And then Brad Johnson was the quarterback coach last year for Jalen Hurts. Right. And everybody's saying, oh, as the offensive coordinator, it's going to be hard for Jalen Hurts. How do you figure? He was his quarterback coach. He was feeding him information just as much.
Everything he complained about on the offensive coordinator coach, he went to him saying, "Yo, what's this guy doing? Like, whatever was happening that he didn't like, he was the guy he was going to."
Yeah, so they have a relationship.
So man, now they're going to be synced. So I don't know why everybody keeps on saying the Eagles are gonna fall down and they're not making the playoffs because they don't have an offensive coordinator and they don't have a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Like, oh, it's hard to do that. Eagles been doing it for I don't even know how many years now, back to back to back to back. So how can you say that? And we went to the Super Bowl. So people need to like. I know they're trying to have something, but no, you have nothing. The Eagles went and got younger and faster on defense.
They're just trying to throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks. Yeah, and if it doesn't stick, they're
just throwing shit at a fan and see what happens. That's what it irritates me though.
Yeah. So here's the thing people need to realize. Even though we lost Shane Steichen and he was the offensive coordinator, our offensive scheme is Nick Sirianni's. Yeah. This offense was developed by Nick Sirianni. Yes, Steichen had input in it. You know, Brian Johnson, even when he was the quarterback coach, had input in it. You know, even our offensive line coach, Stoutland, has input in it. They all have to, because one orchestrates the quarterback, you know, the QB room. One has the run game. Stoutland has that. You know, they all take part. The wide receiver coach has a part. Like, they all have to orchestrate. But it is all based off Nick Sirianni. You know, the offense is not changing. The offense has not changed. It will be tweaked a little bit compared to what it was last year, because there is things Brian Johnson probably likes to do that Steichen didn't like to do, or whatever, you know, or he might be the same offense, just look a little different because Brian Johnson runs the setup a little bit. You know, all I'm saying is the offense is still going to be the same exact fucking offense. It just will run just slight different. That'll be it. So nothing's changed. I think we might. Now, defensively, you have a point. To a point, Jonathan, or to a point, Nick Sirianni controls that defense. But he does give his defensive coordinator free range to a point. So do we have a little bit of concern there? Yes, because we are in an unknown area. We don't know much about the side. Now, we do know to expect kind of the same defense that Gannon ran last year. So I'm not that concerned, but that is definitely the side of the ball that I would be more concerned about if I was a fan. Offense is not my concern whatsoever.
I'm excited. Well, obviously Sunday or Saturday will tell us a lot, even though it's It is just backups, but I'm excited because he does a lot of disguises. I've been watching up and reading up on him, and he does a lot of like odd man stuff where you're thinking this guy's coming, and it's completely the total opposite. And you're like, oh shit, he said the house. Okay, cool, like interesting and neat. And like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but you know you're gonna win some and you're gonna lose some. But it's the fact that he's doing it with the dogs that we have. So I just hope that Jordan Davis can have a full healthy season. Hopefully, Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith and all our rookies don't hit that rookie wall at some point, and you know we're kind of exposed when it comes to that. But it's kind of funny because I was looking at top available free agents that we had left that were with us, and there's only 3 names that haven't been signed right now. It's Robert Quinn, Linval Joseph, and Ndamukong Suh. So maybe we see an Ndamukong Suh reunion. Maybe.
Hey, real quick.
They said we're going to sign him.
Was Desai the defensive coordinator for Seattle last year? Was he the defense, or was he just a?
He was just a
coach.
He was just a I think he was linebacker. He wasn't the coordinator. He was the coordinator for the Bears a couple years before that.
Yeah, I knew the Bears. I just wasn't sure for Seattle.
It says Desai was hired in 2013 as a quality control under Mark Trestman. He worked his way as defensive backs and linebackers while also assisting as a special teams coach. Desai was retained by head coach John Fox in 2015 and Matt Nagy in 2018. Desai was promoted to safeties coach. The Bears went 8-8 and missed the playoffs under his coaching. Eddie Jackson was named Pro Bowl. Desai was promoted to defensive coordinator, replacing Chuck Pagano following his retirement. Desai became the first person of Indian descent to become the coordinator in the National Football League. He was not retained by his team, therefore his head coach Matt Nagy after 2001, where he went in 2002 in Seattle, and he was the associate defensive head coach.
Okay, well, my whole point to that and is because last year, whether people believe it or not, Seattle's defense balled the fuck out. Woolen was amazing. You know, their corner was amazing.
Their issue is they didn't have any defensive tackles. They were getting gashed in the run.
Yeah, so the fact that he was able to be a part of that coaching organization to, you know, conduct such a great defense, I have nothing but
you picked the brains. I like that.
Yeah, you know, so I have nothing but the utmost respect and courage for him. You know, I don't think our defense is going to be bad. I don't think he's going to be a bad defensive coordinator. When you look at
he coached at Temple.
Yeah, and you know, when you look at it, man, I don't look at Chicago as a thing on him. Chicago, they're in a rough spot right now. You know, so there's just certain coaching jobs when you look at them, it's like, well, was it the team or was it him? In that sense, I believe that was more of the team and not him. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, but I think really good things about to happen.
Yeah.
But hey, I got to get going, guys, so I appreciate it.
I'll catch you later then. You're leaving?
Yeah.
All right, catch you later.
All right.
I think Sean Desai is like Jonathan Gannon. I think that's what he's going to be. But the thing is, I mean, I look at it as, what did Jonathan Gannon have that we were dominating in? We had 4 guys that had over freaking 10+ sacks.
Yeah.
That's awesome. He did this. All right. Everybody can say how bad he was and his play calling. The only thing I don't want is, don't tell me Desai is going to go tell Fletcher Cox to go cover a tight end or cover a running back.
No, yeah, he won't do that.
Don't play. And I've seen him do it. I've seen like plays like other teams, like you said you were watching on him. I was watching him. He does play too soft for me.
Yeah.
I like, all right, hit that wide receiver, you know what I mean? Push on him a little bit. But no, don't give him a 10-yard cushion. And that's what happened with Jonathan Gannon. He was giving up too many cushions, and because he didn't want to give up the big play.
Yeah.
So that's my concern.
And
But,
also,
you know,
we were third in the league with interceptions too. So we had
right.
7.
Yes. So. I mean, we had the number one guy with the most interceptions.
Yeah.
Now
Gardner.
he wanted to talk. He left here and wanted to talk crap, but because he only had 6,
He didn't.
but he went away for less money. So,
and only 1 year. So where if he would have signed the 2-year or 3-year deal here, if he would have got hurt, at least he would have been okay.
Yeah, he would have been making money. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not totally against him. I was like me and you talked. Wasn't totally against Jonathan Gannon, but when you're watching the play calls, you
What's up,
know.
Jeffrey?
What's good, Jeffrey?
Go Rams.
How you doing?
You think
Go
Stetson
Rams.
Bennett's gonna be your backup to Matt Stafford? Is Stafford gonna be ready? Is Cooper
think
Kupp
Matt
gonna?
Stafford's good. Cooper Kupp is not going to be ready, but Matt Stafford will be.
Will Aaron Donald be traded? Those will be topics we'll probably talk about next week, Jeffrey. So make sure you tune in next week, buddy, and make sure you hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. Make sure you follow Philly Halftime, myself, Nick Shift, and the Hardcore Sports Network, as well as our boys that have left already, but further AM who hasn't been feeling well, and Eagles Uncensored. Well, that's going to be everything that we have to talk to for tonight, folks. Thank you for everybody who came through. It was an awesome night. Great topics. Tune in tomorrow while me and Halftime will be doing the play-by-play for the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Baltimore Ravens. So be on the lookout for that. That ought to be a lot of fun. We'll be screaming our brains off and whatnot. So that ought to be fun. But Halftime, do you have anything to say before we go?
Nah, guys, have a great night, and we'll catch you tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, baby. Go Birds. Okay, guys. Until next time, remember, when you're looking for something to talk about or just looking for something to do, make sure you look at the Gridiron Gazette. We got the top news. Thank you, guys. Until next time. Peace.
Late.